Well, we finally made it. It's election day 2020. I'm Joseph Kopser, CEO, co founder, and chair of US Tomorrow, as well as a former congressional candidate who knows all too well what it means to win an election and then lose an election. So I thought I'd share a couple of thoughts today. First of all, be proud. No matter what side that you're on, no matter what office or what level you're supporting or who you're voting for, be proud if you're participating as a voter, a volunteer, even a donor, or even as a candidate yourself. But as we look around, this is a real chance to celebrate the opportunity because a lot of hard work has gone into the last 2 years or the last 4 years. But there's a couple of things that I want to remind everybody, especially at the presidential level. Half of you are going to be shocked beyond belief. And I know this because I spend a lot of time talking to my friends on the right and on the left. I watch a lot of MSNBC. I watch a lot of Fox News. I watch a lot of Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, but I also listen to a lot of Morning Joe, podcasts, magazines, you name it. Half of you are going to be shocked beyond belief. But here's the thing. Check out what Art Markman at the University of Texas says about learning how to talk to people who you disagree with. We're going to need a lot of that. And then another thing that I hope people realize after today is please, whatever you do, take your jersey off. So many of us have used the last 2, 4, 6 years to treat politics like it's a sport. It's not a sport. This isn't about teams that are either all win and all lose or a tie down the middle. This is about governance. I really want to make politics boring again. And what I mean by that is I want to bring in experts. I want to bring in the facts. I want to bring in people who want to sit at the table and have serious discussions, which is why we created US Tomorrow in the wake of my congressional run back in 2018. Because if we can get serious folks to the table, regardless of their views, and use facts and use pilots and use experiments to figure out what's best for the American people, we can do that. Because we need to take off the team jersey because we have some real issues. COVID gets a vote and COVID's not leaving. The impact on jobs, on mental health, on stress. We know that the lingering effects of what COVID's done may last for a couple of years, not just the disease itself, but specifically the stress and anxiety. But in addition to that, globalization hasn't gone away. Unemployment is at record numbers, and we need to get people back to work safely. So hopefully you'll join with me and our new coalition, the Texas Return to Work, or the website is returntoworktx.org, to be able to find ways to be able to get involved, to be able to safely return to work. And then finally, you've got to understand that we've been here before as Americans. Robert Putnam has a fabulous book called The Upswing, in which he looked at the Gilded Age, which sounds a whole lot like today, Gilded Age being the late 1800s, early 1900s, in terms of the division, the sense of hopelessness, the lack of what seems to be opportunity for some groups, immigration reform, you name it, all was in the Gilded Age. So we got through the Gilded Age, we can get through today. But most importantly, we have to remember we have more in common than that what separates us. We proved that in our run for Congress in 2018 as a former Ronald Reagan Republican that ran as a Democrat. We ended up in our race with more votes as a Democrat than any other race out of 36 congressional districts. And I believe it's largely in part because we talked about what we share in common and not what separates us. I know it's going to be tough. Half of you are going to be shocked. But whatever you do, let's work together after this is over. My name is Joseph Kopser. Thanks for tuning in.